So, how do you update an iconic car like the Mini Cooper? That's not easy. In the case of Mini, for the newest model, they've made significant changes to the chassis and to the engines. And of course, to the style, well, it's pretty much the same, except there is one major difference. And coming up next, we're going to tell you everything you ever wanted to know about the brand new Mini Cooper, and I'll even let you know how you can tell the new one from the old ones. All right, Chris, let's start with the brand new Mini. Why don't you pop the hood, tell us what is under the hood of this Cooper S.
Here we go. So we've got the new BMW Group developed engines, both for the Cooper as well as the Cooper S. What we're having a look at here is actually the Cooper S engine. So this is a 4-cylinder, 2-liter Mini twin power turbo engine, pushes out 189 horsepower and is actually offering our customers 207 pound-foot of torque. On our Cooper engine, we've also up on horsepower there, 134 horsepower and 162 Newton meters of torque. Sorry, pound-foot of torque. So there is an overboost feature. Both engines are actually Mini twin power turbo. So this means a combination of turbocharging technology with high pressure direct injection. And as you said, yes, both engines are actually offering increased pound-foot of torque. And this is an overboost function, so under hard acceleration this gives you maximum overtaking power.
So you get a little bit more punch. It goes to 11 basically, right?
Yeah.
Like Spinal Tap, right?
Yeah.
You get a little bit more.
Exactly, 110%.
110%.
Yeah.
And in terms of fuel economy, have you announced that yet? Do you know the fuel economy?
So we still have preliminary figures on the fuel economy side. We're hoping for, and our estimates show, over 40 mpg on our Cooper engine. We will definitely have improvements. We've mentioned the power improvements, but we also have improvements on the efficiency side. What we've tried to do with both engines is really balance both the performance features as well as the MPG, because both of those, good fuel economy as well as Mini driving excitement, are really two key attributes which our Mini customers are looking for. So
let's close the hood and let's talk about style. Now, it's hard to update a car that's so iconic, right? I mean, this is a car that everybody knows, it's a shape that everybody knows, and yet you've done that. I suppose one of the things that strikes me right away is the car is bigger.
The car is slightly bigger. I mean, we already spoke about two reasons why many customers are buying the car: MPG and performance. The third most important reason for buying the car is design. So, I mean, as you can see, it looks very much like a Mini. It's still got the Mini face. It really is just an evolution in terms of where we have come from. So it kind of balances the heritage, it harks back to the original Mini, but we've updated the car with the latest technology. So the car that we're having a look here, this has the LED, the new LED driving lights, has really cool daytime running lights. That's that ring that runs along the outside of the car, or outside of the headlights. And then with the LED headlights, we've also got the matching LED tail lights.
It looks like eyes back there. When you turn on those tail lights, it looks like two eyes looking at you. Was that on purpose?
Well, the Mini has always got its own character, so yeah, it does definitely bring out the personality of the car. As you said, the car has grown up a little. It's about 4.5 inches longer in total length. This is about 2.9 inches on the front overhang, 1.1 inch on the wheelbase, and about a ½ an inch on the rear.
Uh-oh, is this real or not? That's not functional.
This is really just a key design feature for our Minis. And
I think the second gen was the last one that actually had a functional one, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the air intakes on the lower section of the grille. This helps the cooling of the brakes.
I'm sorry, but you were saying about 4.9 inches bigger.
Yeah, so ½ an inch longer on the rear, and this actually frees up additional boot capacity. So we've got about 3 cubic feet more within the rear, and then with the longer wheelbase, again, the cabin is more spacious as well. So front as well as rear shoulder room has grown. We've got about a 1.7 inch wider track for the new Mini as well.
So you talked about the cabin. Why don't you open up the door and let's take a peek inside. Looks like there's been a lot of improvements in the cabin.
Yeah, so before we even jump inside, I mean, we've retained the same look and feel for the door handle, but we've actually improved the ergonomics. So it's really easy to open. We've made a few other changes to the ergonomics. So we've got the door locks on the side of the door. We've got actually now the window switches on the door. And then for the first time, we've also got the speedometer on the steering column directly in front of the driver. So it makes it much easier just to glance down and have a look at your speed. So let's jump inside.
Yeah, walk you through the inside.
So having a look at the inside of the car, for me there's two key big differences. First of all, the center instrument, so it looks very much the same as what we've had in the past, but no longer houses a speedometer. Rather, we've replaced this really with the multimedia for the car. So this car that we're having a look at here features the 8.8-inch LCD screen. This has all your music, telephone functionality, Bluetooth, audio streaming, and nav, of course. A really cool feature, which I'm excited about, is this LED ring, which actually flows around the outside perimeter of the center instrument. And this actually...
color, I noticed. When you put it in sport mode, it turns red, right? And when you put it in eco mode, it turns green. Exactly.
So switching over to sport mode, it, as you said, it goes up to red. And then another cool thing is that if we actually turn on the automatic climate control, you'll see that it shows you based on your temperature setting how cold or warm you've made it in the cockpit of the car.
So colder it goes blue, hotter it goes red.
Yeah, and then it just basically outlines that with this white light.
That's really cool. What are some of the other cool features? I noticed you've gotten rid of that little wizard's cap, right? That used to be the kind of the iDrive version of the infotainment system, and now you have a much different device.
Exactly. So we've gone for this mini touch controller, much easier controller in my mind to use. So again, you can operate it by turning this rotary dial, but we've also got this trackpad on top of the controller, and this really acts as a touchpad. So if you're looking for an address or wanting to enter a friend's or colleague's telephone number, you can actually spell out their telephone number directly on top of that trackpad. So it makes for much easier inputs to the car.
That's really cool.
Another cool feature is that Mini is actually taking some of the features and technology that we used to on our bigger brother, the BMW products, and introducing it to the Mini as well. One of those things is the head-up display. So we've got a separate screen which is actually immersible, so it comes out of the dashboard, and this shows you, some of your key driving features like navigation, telephone book, multimedia, and even the speed limit.
That's pretty funky too. So there's a lot of kind of new and cool features that help people make the decision to buy a Mini. What's your favorite one?
My favorite feature is most likely the dynamic damper control. I love the go-kart handling of the Mini, and this is even emphasized more. And this really means when you can go into sport mode, which is a standard for this new Mini, it will actually tighten up the chassis by adjusting the dampening for the suspension. So, and
it also changes the throttle tip-in, doesn't it? It makes it a little
bit more... With the sport mode, it actually increases the weight of the steering and increases the sensitivity of the accelerator pedal.
All right, let's look at the back.
Sure.
You've got the whole car here. And, you've got these new taillights that kind of look like eyes, like I said. You can kind of see it there. You can see the outside of the eye, and then of course the pupil right there. Yeah, so this is the matching LED tail light for the car. This car, as you can see, has got the sport spoiler. This is one of the new options for the Coupe S. And let's pop it open and see how much more room there is.
Sure.
Oh, you got a lock. There we go.
So,
yeah, it's not huge. I mean, it's good enough for a couple grocery bags.
Our previous dimensions of the boot was offering our customers 5.7 cubic feet. We've now increased that up to 8.7 cubic feet. And one of the reasons for that is actually we've gone deeper in the boot. So we've maximized the depth and then pushed the outsides of the boot.
I don't see a spare
even
tire.
A bit more.
Run flats?
Run flats are the standard for our Coupe S model, and our Coupe engine will actually have the emergency spare wheel, which is stored just underneath the car.
Now let's fold the seats down. It's a 60-40 split, right?
It's a 60-40 split. Another cool feature, which I quite like, is the storage position. So you can actually flip this latch up there, and the rear seat can lock into a more vertical position, freeing up additional space. Maybe not ideal for really long trips for the rear passengers, but it does free up a bit more space.
And obviously, if people want storage room, they probably go for the Countryman. That's more the family one.
Sure, exactly. That's the focus of that car.
Nice.
And then adjusting this flat load floor, you can actually get a completely flat load for the rear.
Now, have you announced pricing yet?
So these cars are offering great value. Entry level price is $19,950, so this is only 1.3% on top of the current generation hardtop. So we're very excited about that price, and I'm sure our customers will be too.
And do you have a pricing for the Cooper S?
Coupe S is starting at $23,600.
$23,600, and what will it go up to? I mean, if you get all the bells and whistles.
I think the average, the price for the Coupe S will be about $28,000 once you've added in some of the technology, automatic transmission, which is obviously popular within the United States. And on our Coupe engine, probably just over $22,000, somewhere around there.
I see. And how about availability? When do these hit the dealerships?
We'll launch both models actually at the same time in the US market, and this is between mid to late April. So only a few weeks from now.
A few months from now.
A few months from now.
Yeah. And will there be a convertible? I take it there will be.
Yeah, so I mean, this really sets it up, the new platform, new engines, and new technology for the rest of the Mini range, and we'll roll out the future Mini as, in the next couple of years and in the near future as well.
And, is there any questions I've forgotten that I should ask?
I think we've covered all of them.
Yeah, so this is everything you ever wanted to know and a little bit more. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, appreciate it. So, have you figured out how you can easily tell the new one from the old? Let me show you. Right here, it's this headlight surround. That's sort of like an upside down horseshoe, more or less. And when the car is moving, that is lit up. And that is an easy and instant way to tell the new Mini from the previous generations. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fastlane Car. Remember, subscribe for a new car video every day and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, well, you know, all that stuff. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.